Oh my word, there's an ostrich. What's going on? We are not at Knowsley Safari Park, people. There is an emu or an ostrich in the field right now, as we speak.
Well,
all the things you see. Well, good morning everyone. It's our first walk of the week. The last walk that we did was over at the Flashes, Wigan Flashes, Max's map number 4. Morning. And it was a great walk. Max sent us in a map and we did his fourth map. We got a little bit lost along the way. But we're just heading up to Billinge Lump right now, and I say we because we have a special guest today. It's my mother.
hi guys.
How are we doing, Mum?
Oh, fine, thank you. Hi.
Socially distanced walking, of course.
Day glow t-shirt.
Day glow,
so Chris loses me.
So we can see you when you're crossing the road and stuff. Yeah, it's changed since last time we've come up. There's a lot of rapeseed out at the moment. You can hear the lambs bleating over there, and I can't believe we're just seen an ostrich. Can't believe that. Look at that. An actual ostrich or an emu, one or the other. So we're not at Knowsley Safari Park, we are at Billinge Lump. Are we on Crank Road?
Yes.
Daniel Bailey says he saw that when he parked here for a rest. Good morning, Heather. Good morning, Daniel. Good morning, Graham. Good morning, Emma, Brian, Elaine, and a few others. Hope you're all well. So we're going to take a trek up towards Billinge Lump in a minute. But before we do, my mum just told me that my grandma used to live here.
Not there.
Which one? Further up?
Right on the bend.
Yeah, right on the bend.
There's a.
Oh, there's another another animal. Sorry, I'll just zoom in on that. There's a brown bear, people. Be careful. Go on, you were saying there's a house up on the bend, is there?
No, there's an entrance to a driveway that goes back to some stone cottages.
Yeah.
Judith and Keith Ashcroft from cricket now live in them. Well, Judith is passed away, sadly.
Is that where Keith lives?
Yes.
Is it?
Yes.
I was speaking to him the other week.
Really? Well, he owns one of the cottages, which was Grandma's, or part of Grandma's.
Yeah.
Where she lived with her mum's 2 sisters.
Right.
Before they moved to the cottages opposite St Aidan's Church in Billinge.
Ah, right.
With her 2 sisters. So
well, I didn't know that.
For a period of time, she lived here after her father died when she was very young, with her brothers.
The things you find out when you're 37. So you can see from here Billinge Lump, just in the distance, right in the centre of the screen, and the fields turn a beautiful yellow colour now with all the rapeseed that's starting to flower. Just get a shot up there. So we're a little bit delayed with our live stream. I did say around about 10 o'clock. We're probably started about 20 past.
Gatehouse.
Gatehouse. Oh yeah.
I think that's to the new property. That new house.
That new building.
I think so. So, I think through here you can see part of the cottages.
I think my mum's turning into Tony Robinson now. Investigative. Go on.
Through there. This isn't the access to those cottages, but can you see in the background?
Up in the hill? Yeah, but I can see just between the...
It's like a balcony and a...
Yeah, so those cottages there in the background?
Yes.
Right.
And the entrance to them, there's a driveway. It's right at the top on the bend.
So that's where Grandma used to live?
Yes.
Wow.
When she was very young.
Did not know this. Morning. Paul Mottram's watching.
Morning, Paul.
Elaine Monk says, good morning, lovely to see you, Jackie.
Morning, Elaine.
Emma Davis says, hi, Chris's mum.
Hi. Who was that? Emma?
Emma.
Hi, Emma.
Yeah. We're actually walking on the wrong side of the road, but my mum is wearing high vis today, so we can be seen. That was close.
Had to breathe in for that one.
So this is a route that when I first came up here as an adult, this is the route I took. Previously we'd just gone through the woods, but I like the look of this route, so I'll give it another go today.
I think this is the entrance, Chris.
This is one of them.
On your right now.
On the right?
To those cottages.
Oh, it's for sale.
Oh, there's one for sale.
That might be it.
Cunning Cottage.
We could do full circle and move in there.
Yeah.
I bet it's a nice house too.
Well, I think there's a couple of cottages.
Is there? There's a lovely green lawn and everything up there, isn't it?
There's another public footpath up the side.
I'll do that later. Well, there's a lovely house for sale up here, people, if you want to live at the top of the hill. And this Beacon Cottage, even though this isn't the Beacon, we're on the right side of the road, you're alright. Even though this isn't the Beacon, this is known as Beacon Cottage. It was renovated about 4 or 5 years ago, and it's looking really good now. Alright. It's a beautiful house on the right there. I'm not going to film it because of privacy, but beautiful place. For safety reasons, we're going to cross over, Mother. Because it's a blind bend, this, nobody can see us. And there's a big van coming, big van coming. Big van. Now we've just come to the first mast on Billinge and onto safety of the track. So this is a footpath, public footpath. It might not look like it when you get round here, but it is. And there, believe it or not, is a huge reservoir of water that's underground storage that supplies this side of Billinge, higher end. Again, little bits of pointless information being thrown at you.
Is that public footpath further down that we passed? Does that take you through?
Stop spoiling the surprises.
Sorry, just curious, because I've been this way many times, but I've never been on that one, I don't think.
Yeah, so just there is the water, Billinge Service Reservoir. And it was around about there where that reservoir is, where they stored a lot of the local Wigan documents and records during the First World War in an underground bunker. And it was kept secret until around about the 1960s. Yes, Daniel, there's an underground reservoir there. If you go on to the open maps, open street maps, and you zoom in, you'll be able to see it's actually labelled as an open reservoir. i.e. it changes from green to blue, and you can see the shape of it. That's where it is. What's this one? The stile there. There's a stile.
We never used to do through and go around back there.
Oh, you're trespassing that way. So when you get to this entrance point here, you need to go through this little gap, and this is the public footpath that takes you around over to Billinge Lump. It is actually quite warm and muggy today. It's a little bit murky and misty, but it's not windy. and it's not raining. So I don't know why I'm walking over there.
And so far it's dry underfoot.
Dry underfoot.
But
Sorry.
Chris has forgotten to put his wellies on.
I even warned you, didn't I? I said it's going to be
Yeah.
wet underfoot, and I've left my wellies in the car, so we're in trainers. If we see any big puddles, I'll have to jump over them or
Might
something.
see some squelching.
Yeah, a bit of squelchy. But on a clear day you can see right over to Liverpool. You can even see Blackpool from here on a very clear day. But it's just a little bit murky out there at the moment.
More likely to see some thunderstorms coming.
I hope so.
Yeah.
So you can see Billinge Lump on your left. The path does split, and you can take the lower path, which takes you around the edge of the golf course, but it's a little bit more of a climb. This is a lot flatter. And when you do come down, you just follow the line of the fence, which used to be full of trees, but they've all been taken down now.
You can also get down to, if you carry on down that path towards the right, it brings you out by St Aidan's Church in Billinge.
Yeah, you can get down that way as well, near the ice cream parlour.
Yes,
At the back of the pub.
yes, where Grandma also lived,
Yeah, that's right, yeah.
in those cottages.
You see there's been a bit of tree fell in here. And a boat. Of all the things we've seen, an ostrich and a boat in Billinge Hill.
Might need one if this rain continues.
Might do, yeah.
Lots of logs there, look.
Lots of logs.
Would be a fire.
Yeah.
I don't know whether they're selling them.
Hiya, hello.
Two teachers I used to be a student of.
Oh, long
Sorry.
time no see.
We're live streaming here right now
Oh,
to
are
the
you? Hi,
whole
everybody.
whole of Winstanley. So no swearing, or you're in detention,
right,
both of you.
we won't.
How are you doing? You okay?
Yeah, great.
Yeah?
Yeah, really good.
Just out for a stroll today. We're doing some Winstanley walks. We're looking at.
Okay.
Oh, right.
Some good
very
walks this way, aren't there?
Hi, Jill.
So-
Not, not doing any more of your sculpture things.
Not at the moment. No, not at the moment. Whose dog is it?
Mine.
Is it yours?
Yeah, Dexter.
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 Belting name, that.
Dexter the schnauzer.
He's a belting dog.
Little cracker, aren't you? Come on.
What is it?
Miniature schnauzer.
A schnauzer.
I
Dexter.
can see now he's turning out. How old is he?
It's 3 next week.
3 next week.
Next week, his birthday.
Right, we can't stop. We've got
Right,
people
go
saying, "Come on, come on, come on."
on.
Take care. Look after yourselves. Bye, 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 bye. Two of my old teachers there from Abram Gesman.
Well, I know Jill. I don't think she must have perhaps recognised me. She's from Winstanley Park Cricket Club.
That's right. She used to play cricket for England on the ladies' cricket team. And Mrs.
runs-
Marsden.
Oh, is that Mrs. Marsden?
Yeah, did not recognise her.
Not really, no. But Jill, obviously recently, not from when you were at school, I've had more to do with the under-9s cricket. But
Doing the junior cricket teams, yeah.
yeah, her and her husband.
I should have asked her about Winstanley Park Cricket Ground because apparently they're moving.
They're selling or moving, yeah. I was going to mention it, but I don't know whether it's a bit of a...
Right, it's a
she
bit,
was on about packing up because she was getting a bit fed up with one thing or another, and I didn't know whether it was a bit of a...
what are they growing here, Mum? Because it looks like grass to me.
It looks like grass to me. I don't know, I was thinking that myself.
Can anybody identify what this crop is?
Yes, it's barley.
It could just be barley or maize.
It's not rape because it would have been...
Yeah, it'd be bright yellow if it was rape. But you can see where we started our walk, down at the bottom of the hill, over there where the rapeseed is. And we've, if you have just joined us, we've come up Crank Road, taking a left before the S-bend at the top, and we've gone through the public footpath onto the field and cutting straight through the farmer's field along the way. Are you using your special app to ID it? So my mum, we were discussing before, we've got an app that you can photograph any plant and it'll try and identify it for you. So just say hello to a few more people. Pat's on, Kieran, Margaret, Daniel, Stephen, Sarah, Emma, Paul, Elaine and a few more. So morning to everyone. We are on our way up to the top of Billinge Lump, and then back down through the wood and taking a new route that I've never done before on top of that, but my mum doesn't know that yet. So
Oats.
Oats, alright, is it? Billinge Oat.
Yeah.
Billinge Oats. Well, there you go. So that'll be in your
Close
porridge.
to barley oats.
Barley oats. Alright.
Barley oats. Real close.
Yeah.
Stonehenge still there on the other side.
Yeah, there's the Billinge Henge, which we'll try and show you on a little shot afterwards. There's a cracking picture of it on the internet I'll find afterwards. But as we get to the top, we can kind of get our bearings. So that yellow field over there is towards Longshore, and then further on from that is Winstanley Park to the right, and Winstanley further round. There's hello. So a couple of talking points about this object. A lot of people have said before that it might be an old beacon of some kind, but as James and a few others have pointed out, it was actually a summer house to the Bankses. There's a name for that. What's it called? Can you remember? If anybody remembers the name, put it in the comments. But it does have a specific name. But it was a summer house built for the Bankses. Not much of a summer house, but I guess you could have a nice little cup of tea in there and enjoy the views of your land that you owned at one point. But there's a couple of other things you can see around here too. No, it's not a folly. You can just about see Billinge Henge from here. Just zoom in. Can you see some of those rocks beneath those bushes? When it's clearer and winter, you can see that that's a perfect circle of stones. Not many people have seen before.
I thought it was near. I think it's just beyond this drop.
No, it's definitely there. You can see the whole circle from here when you look over. So this is part of the Ordnance Survey mapping system, and you can see there's a little kind of a cast iron socket there where they used to put a device used for measuring, and on top there used to be a plaque kind of identifying what this particular position means. But yeah, we're at the top of Billinge Lump at the moment, and it's a nice day out. There's not too many people around, and one thing you can hear is all the birds. They're everywhere. Good morning to Phil and Daniel Bailey. Going to have to find that henge. If you look on the maps on Street View, not on Street View, on satellite, you'll be able to see the henge in all its glory, and it's a perfect circle of stone. So it's not called Billinge Henge, by the way. That's just me making things up. But there you go. So what we're going to do now is head back towards the wood, which is at the back of the lump. You can go downhill and cross where that person's crossing over the field over there, and that will take you back to where we started. Or you can go down this path here and then left, and that will take you towards the crossroads at Billinge, where the ice cream place is. But yeah, it's a lovely day out. It's a bit muggy and warm actually.
Very humid.
I'm going to take my jumper off. Can you just hold that for me? keep it steady.
Anybody like to see Chris stripping off?
Stop it!
This is payback time.
For what?
It's very humid. I don't know whether you can see as far as we can. Probably not.
Not really, no. It's murky, isn't it?
Yeah.
Well, let's head back into the wood.
Do you think this stone here is just from what's uncovered, that's all over the floor, that's worn away, and it's just what was there anyway?
Quite possibly, yeah.
And I wonder what that was.
I'm not sure whether that was a centenary marker, because they did actually light
They did.
something here for the Queen's
Millennium.
Jubilee, I think.
No, it was the millennium.
So that might have been it. But this stone looks like it's part and parcel of this rocky outcrop that the summer house
I
is.
wonder if it's sandstone
built on.
like a lot of it.
Might be.
Because that looks like it's built out of sandstone.
There used to be a plaque at the top of this. I'm not sure if it's there anymore.
Be a roof as well, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was a pointy roof, wasn't it, originally?
You get different views. Some of the south, you know.
Sorry, chaps, we're just doing a quick shot of it. Won't be a minute. I'll get out your way. No, the plaque's gone now. But yeah, it used to have a pointy roof on the top of it, which stood around about 12 foot tall. And that was collapsed and they put a flat concrete roof on top eventually and sealed it all up. So the path we came down is just towards the large antennas over there, and we're heading in a similar direction but down towards the woods. Go on, Mother.
This is where Paul proposed to Amy up here.
Oh, that's right, yeah, my sister and my brother-in-law had a proposal up there. Can you tell me anything about that proposal, or was it kept a secret?
It was kept a secret.
Was it? Well, Paul's watching, so maybe he can inform us.
Well, down here,
Don't want to embarrass him.
down here on the right in the woods, they carved their initials
Did they? Oh,
on a tree.
maybe we
so
can find
we'll
that.
see if we can find it.
So this is a gated entrance, but again another public footpath. If at any point, excuse me, if at any point that we lose the live stream connection, just bear with us. It'll come back a couple of seconds after. Sometimes we'll lose it in the trees, as always. But there's a couple of paths heading down towards the wood. This is the one to the right, and there's one to the left as well. Which is this one. So you can make it down that path as well and head downhill. I think they might have replaced that that fence since.
Yeah, I think so.
Well, luckily it's not as wet as I thought it might be underfoot. So maybe the wellies' idea was maybe a little bit too much.
Lower down we go because the water won't run down here. This is where we see if we can find the tree. Paul, perhaps you can direct us if I'm...
Oh, squirrel! Stay there. Oh, squirrel. It's a grey one. We don't particularly like them, but they are what they are. Having some lunch by the looks of it. I'm surprised they didn't run off with your high vis on them. Let's see how close we can get. It's just on top of the...
Oh, on the fence.
Yeah.
That bench is in there.
Like springwatch. A little squizzer. Okay, back on it. So this is the Woodland Trust Billinge Woods. For the love of trees, become a member and keep growing. I do think that is a new fence, so I'm not sure whether their initials are still on there.
I think the tree.
Oh, it's on a tree, is it?
It's on a tree.
All right, let's go and have a look. I don't know whether that's classed as vandalism or not, Amy.
Yeah, probably. I don't want to dob you in, Paul. If you're
The
still
world is
listening,
watching you
Paul,
now.
I know you work it, but direct us to the tree.
I don't know if he's watching anymore. He's all embarrassed, so he's logged off.
No, it's supposed to be working. You can watch it later. Definitely hear things.
Carol says it didn't seem to be too afraid. The squirrel, no, it was pretty tame, to be fair. But I guess it's used to people walking through.
Oh, it's a shame we can't find it.
Maybe next time. So we took a slight diversion there, but we're going to go straight through the wood and kind of keep to the left of the woods, where it will bring us out to our next public path. All those birds sing again. There's a path off that does take you all the way to the left. We're not going to take that one just yet. I'm going to go a little bit into the woods before we bear left again. There's some lovely open spaces here for walks.
Smells lovely too.
It smells lovely. What can you smell?
Smells like clean air.
Clean air. That'll be the mist. I could smell the rain yesterday before it started.
Yeah, that's the nice. I like that.
It looks like some ramps have been made for the cyclists. It is a popular cycling route for the BMXs and things like that. They've done some work on this though. That must have taken a digger. Fox's den down there.
These trees could talk.
Sorry?
If these trees could talk,
If the trees could talk, indeed.
they would be.
That would be scary. Like a scene out of Lord of the Rings or something. Stephen Revel says, he's rescued us. It was a Belvedere. Yeah, the summer house was a Belvedere. A Belvedere, that's the word.
That's a new one on me.
That was the word I was looking for, pal. Thank you very much.
Didn't know that one.
Yeah,
Belvedere.
a Belvedere.
Obviously been doing some crosswords then.
There's a nice shot of the farm there. So that's where we're going to go next. We're going to carry on into the woods on the right hand side, on the left hand side, sorry, following the wall and the edge of the wood. Phil Turner says you can smell static in the air before the rain.
Oh,
Is that what it is, the static?
maybe.
Yeah, it's got. It does almost have like a metallic smell. Watch your foot in here, it's a bit slippy. You can see why it's popular with the cyclists, with the undulations and the ups and downs and the wiggling through the trees on your bike. Daniel Bailey says ionic.
Ionic.
So ionic air, like ionised
Yeah.
air, I guess. So we are going into a bit of a dip here, so if we do lose signal, just bear with us, it'll come back. If that tree could make a noise, it would be boom. Look at it, it's growing sideways. It's not fallen, it's just grown that way.
Oh, it is.
Look at that.
It's amazing.
It's grown sideways and goes like that.
It may have fallen when it was quite young. And
Might have done, yeah, might have done. Don't stand in that, somebody's clearly tried it this morning, it's a bit damp. So this is the path we're looking for, which is quite obvious to find. So if we are in the middle of the wood, you'll find a wide track, which is a service road track for the Forestry Commission. Sorry, the Woodland Trust. Say again. Yeah, it'll be an old track into the woods, yeah. It might even been a connecting road between this and another field. Yeah, it might even been an old colliery railway at one point. A lot of these paths were. So yeah, so this is a service road to get in there and do some logging, I suppose, and maintenance within the woods. Yeah, go through the kissing gate and we're back out onto the fields.
Now this is wheat.
What's wheat?
This is wheat here.
This is wheat,
That's wheat. The other one was.
like shredded wheat.
Oh, yeah. The other
Try
one
and
was
get a
oat.
close-up shot of it. There we go. Yeah, that's wheat.
So that whole field, all that side, is wheat. All of that on your left, and the rape on your right.
Right, so if you stand on that side for me, and I stand on this side. Oh, so this track here is actually a border between Wigan and St Helens. So you're in Wigan, and I'm in St Helens right now. So there you go. So yeah, so far on the walk, we started on Crank Road, walked up to the top. Before the S-bends, we've taken a left. We've ended up onto the public footpath that goes through a tiny little industrial estate, and there's a house there as well. Back out onto the field, to the top of Billinge Lump, back down into the woods. We're going to head up this track now, and we're going to try a path that I've never done before, and I don't think you've done it either, Mum. So apparently I'm on my best behaviour today because my mum's with me.
That's never stopped him before, let
Never
me
stopped
tell
me,
you.
never stopped me. James is now watching. I think he's causing some trouble on the comments. I don't know, people are laughing at his comment, but I can't see it.
I can only see half the comments that you comment on.
It depends whether their privacy settings and things like that. You can all see certain things.
Why. I was going to ask you. It's very often you'll answer someone or someone will answer someone else.
Yeah.
And I think, well, I can't see that comment anyway.
Katie Dandridge, hi Chris and Jackie.
Hi, Katie.
Hello.
This one for Katie's age.
Go on. Just hold it in front of the camera there
Hang on.
so we can see it.
Okay. Here's a tree in summer. Here's a tree in winter. Here's a bunch of flowers. And here's the April showers. All the kids at cricket used to know that one.
Little nursery rhymes for you
Yes.
guys from the 80s.
Katie, please tell me you remember. And I'm not just gone mad.
Well,
Doing that mother thing.
Katie Dandridge says, God, that brings back
Well,
memories.
thank you, Katie. God bless you.
Kim Carroll remembers that as well.
Yeah.
There you go. So it does look like you're walking through somebody's property here, and technically speaking you are, but you're allowed to. It's a public footpath, and that house is in St Helens, and that house is in Wigan. We're right on the border, straight down that path. Let's just get a shot of that again before we go. So the rapeseed on the left and the wheat on the right, and that track there is a border between Wigan and St Helens. Okay, onward. So try not to divert from this route because it is owned by somebody, but it is a public footpath, and you're allowed to go down the driveway there and through the gate, or you can literally cut across. There's a footpath sign there. You can cut across the garden, which takes you over to a stile. So you can see the sign there. If you can't read it, it says public footpath, Billinge plants, Billinge Hill, Up Holland Road is 0.85 miles. Oh. Morning, sir. You alright?
Warm, isn't it?
It is warm, yeah, it is. Have a good day. See you later. So if you remember earlier on, we saw Beacon Cottage and we walked past there. What we're going to do now is go down this path that I've never been down before. It's a public footpath.
Well, I have a photograph of Erin.
Erin?
Erin when she was about
That's my
9,
youngest sister, by the way, people.
stood on this fence.
Yeah.
We mustn't have gone any further.
Right.
But she's just stood here. It was winter.
Did she have one of those one-piece suits on? And an
I
hat?
can't remember what.
I think she
It would have
did.
been all wrapped up because it was winter time or autumn anyway, or maybe after Christmas, whatever. Anyway, she was here. And we have a picture somewhere. And this stood on
It's
that
changed since then, eh?
fence. But I've never been up here. We only took a picture and then we went back.
Ooh, what are they, Mum?
Ooh.
I've never seen them before.
The
That's-
tree. It's
That's what I've
lilac.
got. That's what I've. No, it's not a lilac. Is it a lilac?
Well, the leaves look like a lilac tree.
Just
Let's
get your app on.
identification.
Can anybody ID this for us? I'm pretty sure this is what we've just brought back from Portugal last year. What I was telling you about before.
Well, if it is, it's
It's,
highly
ve-
dangerous.
it's highly toxic and a pretty dangerous bush. It grows prolifically, and I've currently got one in my kitchen, which we didn't know about. So, Mum's using a special app to try and find out what it is. Just to get a good picture of it, dear.
I'm pressing the wrong button.
You're pressing the wrong button. What's it called? A butterfly bush.
Yeah,
All right.
the same as your. You have got one. I don't know whether you've still got it in your garden, but it's like there is one or was one.
Buddleia.
Like a bubbler, yeah.
Like a buddleia.
Bubbler's the same.
Oh, we're safe then, we're safe. It's not toxic. Ooh, what's in here? There's a couple of little kind of outhouses along the right hand side. I don't want to point the camera in there and have a look or anything, but it's a lovely little path. I love finding new walks and new little places where I've never been before. There's a foxglove. Don't touch those. But it's like going discovering a new path in Scotland or something like that. Most of them to me are brand new and I've never been down them before, so finding new ones in your area is a similar sort of feeling and intrigue as to where they might lead. The bird song's nice. I've lost my mother. She's completely gone now. Don't know where she is. Where are you? Come in. Okay. Look what I found. It's like a little entrance to the path.
Oh.
And there's a little woodland shed over there. So let's head down here. That's the entrance to the big house at the back. We're not going to film that bit because it's...
No, I know, but... Is that the new house?
That's the big one. One thing I can hear quite a lot of is bees. So I hope we don't get stung along the way. People are laughing because I lost you. There's a lot of foxglove there. You can't touch foxglove, can you, either? That's toxic.
Can't what?
This stuff here, this pink stuff.
Well,
Foxglove.
I've got one. I
You've got one?
Well, I assume
It's
I
toxic,
cultivated
Mother.
one in my garden.
It's toxic.
Well, I've been picking up the leaves for the last few weeks, the petals as they've fallen off, and I'm not sure whether
I don't know
there's a
which part.
difference between those and the cultivated one that you have in the garden.
Yeah, I wouldn't touch the wild ones for sure. Just watch yourself, it's a bit spiky down here.
Nettly.
And it's a little bit wet underfoot again. Could have done with my wellies on.
I'm going lower, that's where. In altitude. The water running off these sides, isn't it? Because it's steep on the side.
Yeah.
Lots of ferns.
Kim says she's always losing her mum when she's out on a walk. And Ray says hello. Hi Ray.
Hi Ray.
And Kim says I didn't know you couldn't touch foxglove. Well, apparently not.
Well, I've heard that only recently. I've never heard it before. But a few people have put things on about foxglove, but
Right.
I'm not so sure because they're so prolific. I can't imagine that they can be so toxic that people haven't, you know, had illnesses. But I mean, I don't know. Like I say, I've got a cultivated one. I've been picking the loose, the fallen off petals. And as far as I know, I've not come to any harm.
Right, okay, so that's a private farm access road, so we can't go down there. And that's the public footpath that we've just come down. So we want to make a left onto this track now and hopefully circle back round. There's a couple of sheep in the field. But I wonder where this leads.
I wonder. Is that not where the emu was in that field before?
No, that's further down at the bottom.
Right. I lost some sense of direction.
We're kind of at the same height. If you look over there, there's
Yeah.
the antennas over there. So we're kind of in a line now between
More wheat.
us, the antennas, and Billinge lump is kind of in a straight line in that direction.
Yeah.
So the emu was further down the hill. So if you have just tuned in, you can rewind this video or rewatch it later on. And right at the start, we found what looked like an emu or a what was it? What's the big? Oh, the ostrich. A big white ostrich-looking bird. in one of the fields.
More like an emu. I don't know how big emus are. I think emus are smaller than ostriches. I mean, it was an emu.
So I'm pretty sure in the distance over there, I'm sure that's Parbold Hill, on the opposite side of that hill there. Pretty sure. I could be wrong. But where our favourite steakhouse is, Miller and Carter.
Well, they put a thing on saying they're due to be looking at opening.
I'm not going again now. I've got me
Oh well, no.
my new barbecue and my sous vide steak.
Because Amy and Erin don't work there and we don't get the discount. Kills me paying full price. I pay more for a gin and tonic than I do for the steak.
This is a lovely little wood, isn't it?
Eh?
It's a lovely little wood on the right. I think that's Scotch pine. I think. A little bit of Scotland in Billinge. Looks like it could have been a quarry at some point. It's got a really big dip in the middle.
A massive tree in the middle.
There is a huge tree in the middle. Well, very picturesque little place.
It is, isn't it?
Well mowed kind of meadow for the sheeps. Hey?
Proper meadow. I reckon they'd have had a well down there. If anyone
A well?
Like the trees are doing so. Those pine cones on the floor.
Brian Fairclough says you are heading for what used to be known locally as the Promised Land.
Oh.
Well, there you go. I think we might have to do a left down, but we'll just head round this corner and just see what we can see. So there's a private land. What are those animals behind the tree there, Mum? Can you see?
Cows, I think.
Are they cows?
I think so.
Yeah.
Or might be sheep.
Well, it says sheep grazing on the
Sheep,
sign,
yeah.
so
Can't really see.
can't really see.
One looked too big, but I think they're.
It could have been horses or it could have been cows. But there is a stile here, Mum. So that would indicate that you're allowed to go over there, but it says on the sign, keep to the footpaths, all dogs must be on the lead.
That is a footpath, isn't
Yeah,
it? Here?
well it's kind of a footpath slash tractor route. So we're going to do a left and kind of head back towards the road now. Because we must be coming up to our hour or so walk.
Crows.
You can hear the crows, yeah.
Just grazing field, that's not crop, but more wheat on the left.
So I'm pretty sure.
We're lost.
No, I'm not lost. I'm just there's a marker on the map that I saw this morning that says Billinge Top, and it was kind of in this vicinity. And other than the lump itself, it looked like it was.
It looks as high, although I can't see.
I think it's higher up over that direction, but we'll have a look on the map later and see where it was. But Billinge Top is classed as a separate kind of hill to the lump.
Yeah,
You know what I mean?
can't
It's
see
a-
them, so you think
I think it's just behind those trees. It's in the distance. Oh, that's a weird bird. Is that?
they're on top.
Is it on top?
It's just flown over now. It's gone. It was perched.
Is it gone? Sounds like it was a chirp and a whistle.
Yeah.
warbler.
A what?
A warbler.
A warbler?
It's warbling.
Kim Carroll says the skies look dark. Well, the thing is, when you point your camera to the sky, it kind of tries to give you a bit of detail in the brightness, but they're actually quite white and grey. So if I point the camera down here,
Not as dark as they perhaps look.
you can see the camera goes a little bit brighter the further I go down, and the further I go up it goes darker along the bottom. So it's just probably the exposure. It's not too bad. It's warm, it's muggy, no wind. Lovely walking weather.
Still very bright because I'm squinting.
Sorry? You're
Still
squinting?
very bright because I'm squinting. I could think you could do with sunglasses on so it's not dark or overcast.
Graham Ball says the ostrich was a rhea, spelt R-H-E-A. So that must be part of that type of bird family.
Yeah. It definitely wasn't an ostrich, but I've never heard of a rhea. I don't think anyway.
No, it's just the first word that comes to mind when you see a bird like that is an ostrich, isn't it? Or an emu,
Yeah.
emu or something.
I'd have said an emu, so rhea perhaps is a family from the emu family. I don't know. Or a baby.
So I can see another public footpath sign up ahead. So we'll follow that. Looks like if we go right at the end of this track, we'll end up in somebody's house. So we're going to do a left.
Where we went down that way because there's where we went through.
Oh yeah,
And there's Billinge there.
there it is. Right in the middle of the screen, guys.
Oh, look.
What? Is that a well?
Well,
Well? Is that a well?
It's been filled in, whatever it was.
Yeah, it's been filled in, hasn't it? There's a bit of a hole there. Ooh, somebody's shooting. But we're not trespassing. I've lost my mum again. Where's she gone? Ah, we're just at the road. I know where we are.
I did too.
Elaine Monk says, if you're lost, your mum knows where east or west is. I can't remember which, but it only grows on one side, moss.
North or south, Elaine, not east or west.
North
I don't
or
think.
south?
I think so. I've forgotten. It's that long
Is this
ago,
one of
but you're
these
right.
old wives' tales?
No, it's true.
Are you sure?
Positive.
So moss only grows on the north or south face?
I think it's north or south.
Right. So there's the public footpath sign. We're back onto the road now. We're going to head back down Crank Road. But I hope we enjoyed that. We've been up to the top of the Billinge Lump over there, and then we went into the woods behind to the left, and then we've crossed over the road and gone down a new track that we've never done before. But it was quite a nice walk that. You enjoyed it, one?
Very nice.
Was
Thank
it all
you.
right, that?
Yes.
So until next time, hopefully we'll be doing another one tomorrow, all being well with the weather. But from me and my mum, have a great day.
Bye,
See
guys.
you soon. Bye for now.